the point that the book was trying to make over and over again in different ways was the statistics really matter. They're not just, it's not just about some lie on a bus, right? It's not just about politicians standing up on a debate stage and lying at each other. There's something else going on. We are trying to understand the world. And obviously statistics can't tell us everything about the world, but they can tell us a lot. There's a lot that we can't see in any other way. So this idea of statistics as being a window onto the world was already absolutely woven through the book. And so trying to rewrite the book when coronavirus hit was just pretty simple. You just go, well, and coronavirus is another example of this. And this debate that we had in late March is an example. And this kind of question that came up in mid-April is another example. So it wasn't that hard to rewrite. But I think people, it's a heck of a way to be proved right. I think people have really learned the fundamental lesson, which is that these numbers matter. They're not just props in an argument. They are telling us truths about the world, like how dangerous is the virus? How quickly does it spread? What are the effective treatments? Do the vaccines work? And these are big, big questions. Without statistics, there's no way to answer them. One other thing I would say that is a lesson I think that I don't think the public could be expected to learn, but I hope that policymakers and policy wonks are learning, which is that the data infrastructure really matters. And we've seen that the most striking example of this was the loss of nearly 16,000 cases in late September, early October, because there was a problem with an Excel spreadsheet. I'm sure CFA members have views about that. I have my own views about that. It just sort of goes to show we just take this stuff for granted until it goes wrong, until something obvious happens. We just assume that the numbers are out there, that we just download them from some spreadsheet in the cloud and they'll always be there, but they won't always be there. And they don't get there by accident. They get there because professional accountants, epidemiologists, analysts, statisticians, etc., professionals devote considerable skill and money and attention and time to gathering them and analyzing them and setting up the infrastructure that enables us to share and to process them. And I for one am grateful. And I don't think that is something that the ordinary member of the British public could really be expected to appreciate. But there were gaps in our data infrastructure. Okay, fine, we didn't have a contact tracing system. Perhaps that's understandable. But we didn't know how many people were receiving social care either. And given that how vulnerable those people are, the fact that the Department for Health and Social Care doesn't know how many people in the UK are receiving social care, that matters. We don't know how many people use food banks. We know how many food bank parcels are distributed each year, but we don't know whether that's to the same fairly small number of families coming back for help again and again, or whether it's a large number of families who occasionally need to use food banks. We could know the answers to these questions, but we just haven't regarded it as worth the resources. So this is an important lesson that I hope the Whitehall elite learns.